Hi and welcome to the 35th ETRC Truck Grand Prix. We are here at the Nürburgring with the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. We are ahead of race number 2. Unfortunately, Sascha Lenz could not finish race number 1. Right now he's signing lots and lots of autographs. It is on home ground soil that he's competing. Luckily will we see him in race 2, but unfortunately of course not from a good position. Sascha, das war natürlich schade, dass du nicht das Rennen beenden konntest. Erklär noch mal ganz kurz, was ist passiert.
Ja, uns Eingang Mercedes Arena die Vorderachsfeder gebrochen, vorne links, und dann hast du ja absolut keine Chance mehr mit dem Auto überhaupt schnell zu fahren oder sonst was. Und deswegen muss ich das Rennen leider aufgeben.
So he had to retire due to suspension bring that break, and so that was still ahead of the AMG Arena. It happened there. Did you speak to someone after that? Hast du danach noch mit jemandem drüber gesprochen?
Ja, Jochen ist nach dem Rennen zu mir gekommen, hat mich gefragt, ob er schuld war. Man kann es nicht sagen, ob er jetzt schuld war oder nicht schuld war. Wir haben halt meine Situation geschildert. Er hat ein klein wenig andere gehabt. Er hat aber dann auch gesagt, ja, hätte vielleicht besser doch zurückchecken sollen. Problem ist einfach, dass die Federn sehr belastet sind bei uns in den Autos. Und dann, die Federn sind ausgelegt für die Schwingungen aufzunehmen. Wenn du jetzt aber einen Schlag aufs Rad bekommst, dann kriegt ihr einen seitlichen Schlag, und dafür sind die Federn einfach nicht gemacht. Und dann wurde sie wieder richtig belastet in der Mercedes Arena, erste Kurve rein, dann ist die Belastung halt sehr groß. Ja, dabei ist sie dann gebrochen. Ja. Also, man weiß nie, ob er schuld war oder nicht.
Let's start with the technical details. The spring brakes, they do have high pressure, but only top to bottom, of course. And if there's a slightly, battle from left or right, this is not so good. And maybe the spring was already a bit damaged, and as soon as you got to push really harder, then it breaks easily. So he spoke to Jochen Hahn afterwards, and Jochen said maybe whose fault was it, maybe I was involved, and Sascha also said he explained his point of view, and they talked it out like two gentlemen already. Sascha, ich wollte auch nochmal Danke sagen für das Foto, was wir vorhin zusammen gemacht haben. I wanted to say thank you for the photograph we took together.
Yeah, looks good or not?
Ah, he says looks good. You don't have any clue what I'm talking about, do you?
No.
Absolutely. Poker face and also with sunshade out. I'm talking about this kind of photo. Do you remember?
Yeah, for sure. Da erinnere ich mich da dran. Haben wir doch eben gemacht, da vorne irgendwo.
Okay, the audience, this is the photograph and this is the story behind the photograph. So they do find creative ways for donation. This is the charity party truck. Surely lots of party here. You can take a picture with one of your favorite drivers. I'll try that. So, but the good thing is that we are there on the grid for you always live and in person. But this is a nice picture though. So this is the picture, and of course what is really important is the donation. So you can donate for the Ahrtal last year, the severe flooding, and this is a good way to donate, so simple, so easy, there at the party truck. That was the story behind that. Das war die Geschichte natürlich dahinter. Auch ihr wart ja involviert im letzten Jahr. Wie schwer war es, jetzt auch wieder zurückzukommen und sich auf den Sport zu konzentrieren, aber natürlich auch gleichzeitig diese Bilder im Kopf zu haben?
Ich muss ja ganz ehrlich sagen, ich komme ja 40 Kilometer von hier. Ich war lange Zeit mit unten, habe versucht zu helfen, da wo man es konnte einfach. Für mich war es auch eine Katastrophe, dass überhaupt hier in der Nähe passiert ist. Ja. Natürlich wir sind jetzt ein Jahr weiter, wenn du teilweise durch die Ortschaften durchfährst, man sieht, dass da viel geräumt worden ist, auch dass der Alltag irgendwo ein klein wenig zurückgekehrt ist. Aber trotzdem gibt es immer noch Situationen, wo du denkst, da ist ja doch schon viel, was noch kaputt dasteht, was noch niemand da war, um das überhaupt noch zu machen, ja, und das ist dann schon sehr hart dann auch, ne?
Absolutely. So we do remember the situation. It was 1 year ago, but he said he lives 40 kilometers from here, and you still can see the severe damage of the flood, and some houses still not reconstructed again. So they tried everything they could. So the one truck family stood together. You're signing autographs right now. Es gibt noch ein paar Autogrammstunden, aber dann geht's ja Richtung Rennen 2. Für dich total schwer, jetzt da reinzukommen. Was nimmst du dir trotzdem vor?
Ja, wenn man jetzt das Rennen normalerweise ausgegangen wäre, dann hätte ich gesagt, okay, wir versuchen wieder auf Podest zu fahren. Jetzt muss ich leider nur sagen, ich muss gucken, dass ich in die Punkte komme. Ich denke mal, Jochen wird auch wieder einen guten Startplatz haben gleich. Er wird aus der 3. Reihe kommen. Er ist nur noch einen Punkt hinter mir, so. Also ich brauche Punkte jetzt noch und ich werde alles dafür tun, um so weit wie möglich nach vorne zu kommen. Und ich glaube, das ist mein Ziel heute.
Danke dir. So Jochen Hahn is 1 point behind Sascha Lenz, and his main goal is right now to drive into the points. Of course, starting from a different and difficult position, but just Raikkonen, difficult positions, you get an easy position as a commentator because it's such great fun commentating on this event, isn't it?
This end. Here we are on the grid then, having a look. And you can see everything at the moment. Our wonderful grid girls as well. You can see the sunshine still very bright and wonderful here at the Nürburgring. It's just gone past 6 p.m. here local time, and we are looking forward to the final race of the day. All the fans still in the grandstands looking on and watching on for all the action. What we're going to do is take a quick look back at some of the highlights of yesterday's race, and then we'll see exactly, this morning's race. It feels like it's been a long, long day. We're going to look back at exactly how it unfolded. We had 19 trucks on the grid. Everybody was so excited to finally get underway, and it was a nice tidy start for Norbert Kisch, who opened up an early gap. Sascha Lenz had to try very, very hard to get past Adam Lachko in the early stages, but unfortunately could not. And then after not too many laps, there was a big chunk taken out of not just Jochen Hahn, but also a big chunk taken out of Sascha Lenz's truck as well, with Jochen Hahn making a move and getting through. The two of them doing some wonderful synchronized drifting corner after corner. Norbert Kisch managed to hold on to his lead though and disappear up the road before Sascha Lenz went straight on with a broken spring with just a couple of laps to go. Norbert Kisch took the win though, with Adam Lachko second and Jochen Hahn rounding out your podium. A very popular win for Norby and a great, great amount of celebration afterwards near the back of the innovation camp and the podium.
And we're going to see a big celebration after this race, I am sure. This is race number 2 with a reverse grid. So it's Jochen Hahn starting from pole position. The trucks are finding their positions. And I saw a female driver sitting next to Frank at the pace truck. Her name is Christina, and I talked to her earlier. So let's have a look at what is Christina telling us. And those are the trucks lining up here on the grid. So I'm here with Christina Scheib. She is ambassador for the BGL, which is the German Association of Road Haulage, Logistic and Waste Disposal, and famous, of course, in Germany from one of her TV shows called Asphalt Cowboys, and she's a female driver. I'm so glad to see you finally here. Schön, dass du da bist. Erklär mal ganz kurz auch deinen Background als Botschafterin. Was machst du?
Also ich bin eine Frauenbotschafterin für meine Branche, für die Lkw-Fahrerin. Ich setze mich so ein bisschen für die Branche ein, für die Frauen, mache ein bisschen, ich zeige den Frauen, dass auch Frauen den Beruf machen können, dass es nicht nur der reine Männerberuf ist. Genau, und da setze ich mich ein bisschen ein und das ist halt so meine Vision, sage ich jetzt mal.
So her vision is also that we need to see more female drivers on the road. So she's explaining, she's talking to them as a female ambassador for her job, of course, and little publicity going on, of course. So, but normally your job is to come safely and to dispose all the goods safely. And on a racetrack, it's a little bit different. How do you see the racetrack? Wie siehst du hier diese Rennen?
Die Rennen natürlich, mega. Also für mich ist das ja, also am liebsten würde ich ja sofort mitfahren, einsteigen. Und natürlich ist es auch wichtig in meinem Beruf, dass man sicher ankommt, was natürlich auch, Sicherheit ist ja auch ein riesengroßes Thema. Aber es ist halt schon ein bisschen radikaler, muss ich sagen.
So safety, of course, is also here at the racetrack a great, great issue. And she said, I like to join and enter racetrack and compete as well, just from the feeling perspective. Ist das vielleicht mal eine Idee, mal Renntruck zu fahren?
Also wir haben schon überlegt, wir haben wirklich überlegt, also es wäre schon ein Traum, es ist ein kleiner Traum, gerade mit dem Steffen, wenn man das alles mitkriegt. Aber man traut sich ja dann doch nicht so als Frau, obwohl ja, wir haben ja 2 Frauen, 2 sind es, glaube ich, gell? Ja, also deswegen, es wäre schon ein kleiner Traum.
I see. Maybe here's a future perspective. Because she talked to Stefan Faas. We are here at Tankpool 24, the team, and it is a dream. She said we do got 2 female drivers on the grid with Emma Mäkinen and Steffi Hahn. How good it is that they support each other. Wie gut ist es, dass man sich da auch unterstützt?
Also ich finde es halt mega, was die 2 Frauen auch wirklich, das sind ja richtige Powerfrauen, was die hier auch leisten. Und deswegen natürlich muss man sowas unterstützen. Also
super, danke dir.
Gerne.
So, of course, you said, yes, we do need some power on the grid from female drivers, and it's so cool to see that they do support each other. Thank you very much.
Fantastic stuff. Great for Christina to have a chat with the wonderful people that are behind this industry and, of course, in the paddock as well. Here's a look at your grid then. Lucas Hahn starts on pole position alongside Andrei Kurzim after finishing 8th and 7th, respectively, in the first race of the weekend. Steffi Hahn starts 3rd on the grid alongside Teo Calve, who was very happy after finishing 5th in the previous race. Antonio Alberthetti will line up 5th on the grid alongside his old rival and old good friend, Jochen Hahn. 4th row of the grid will see Adam Lachko after an impressive 2nd place finish. He'll start 7th alongside reigning champion and current championship leader Norbert Kish. Jose Rodriguez will start in 9th place alongside Shane Brereton on a very interesting row 5. Look for those two trying to come through the order. Next up is Anthony Janiak alongside Heinrich Clemens Hecker, trucks 66 and 25. Behind them, we have the wonderful Erwin Klein-Nagelvoort. He's starting alongside Luis Requenco. Next up is Stefan Kirsch and then Emma Mäkinen on the 8th row of the grid. And then the last 3 trucks on the grid will be the ones that did not finish our first race. 2 big hitters, Sasha Lenz and Jamie Anderson, with Stefan Faas at the back of the grid as well, looking to make some strong progress through the field after an issue with his power unit earlier on. And we go back down to the grid and we'll have a quick chat with Christina and Mr. Hahn.
Yes, I do chat with Jochen Hahn. It's your hometown race. Yesterday we saw you very emotional because last year was very difficult for this area due to this flooding disaster, and you donated to some of the helpers here around the track. What was that for a moment?
In the end, you know, we make the motorsport. We are here to bring and make emotions. But in the end, a lot of people in the world have bigger problems than us. So, and from this side, you know, it's emotional when somebody lose everything. So from this side, I don't know in English, but we are all in a good move. So sometimes we must think about the other people.
Absolutely, we do. Right now we do focus on the sports back again. You talked it out with Sascha Lenz, so gentleman agreement right now, everything is cleared.
Yeah, you know, in the end, sometimes you are in a mode and you make the race and you think, yeah, okay, now it's possible. So, but in the end, we have a small contact and he cannot finish the race. So this is not the system to make races in the end. So, but that's why I go to him and say, Sascha, sorry for that, and hopefully you will not give me back. And you know, I will not say I'm a gentleman driver, but in the end, when we make a mistake, we must say, okay, it's our fault. And you must go to the people and must say, okay, sorry. And he say, Jochen, okay, it's not really a good moment here, but okay, take care. Now we make the next race, and I think we make it fair.
Absolutely, sounds really fair to me. But of course, if you want to win races, you need to push harder. This is obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, but sometimes we are over the limit, you know, and then it's not respectful. But okay. We play no football, we play no handball, we make no skiing, so we make races, and it still happens sometimes that we have a little bit of contact.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jochen Hahn. And he mentioned football. I love football. You too do, Chas.
Well, it depends on who's winning, to be honest with you, Christina. I've been a Liverpool fan for quite a while, and if I'm honest with you, it's not always an easy day when you're a Liverpool fan. Last few years have been okay, but to be honest, some seasons are best forgotten, if you ask me. But it's the same with most football clubs, isn't it? Anyway, great to hear from Jochen Hahn. Fantastic to have a good chat with him, so thank you, Christina. Always good to hear his fantastic views and everything. Jochen is such a, I mean, he said he's not a gentleman driver, but he really is a gentleman. You know, he's a really top guy. Very neutral view on things as well, and he's always fair, and he's always got a very wise head on him. Here's Norbert Kisch, who is going to be starting this race on the 4th row of the grid, P8, with obviously a lot of work to do to get back up the order. However, we all know that Norby can get the job done. He's done it plenty of times before, where he's won the first and second race of the weekend. So I'm excited to see whether he can do the same again this time round. As you can see, though, the shadows are getting longer. The sun is getting lower here at the Nürburgring. And it's been a wonderful day once again with fantastic conditions. Great racing all the way through as well. I was fortunate enough to commentate on the Prototype Cup Germany earlier on in the day, which was a really good race. And there was a lot of fantastic chatter going on online, and people were appreciating the commentary, which was really nice considering it was my first time doing it. There's a look at the number 14 machine of Jose Rodriguez, the Rebo Connaught Racing Truck team. There is Jose, a thumbs up as well, in the beautiful, beautiful blue, white and red truck. Looks very, very good, does that MAN. Most of the field made up of MANs this season. And alongside him, in another MAN, is the number 17, Shane Brereton. Shane's going to be looking for a little bit more luck in this race. He's had a bit of a tough time in some of them recently, but he's going to be looking for some strong points this time round in the Promoters' Cup. Teo Calve starting ahead of them on the grid, of course. Those two were fantastic rivals last year, with Shane on his way to win the championship. But Teo has even his Promoters' Cup rival, Lucas Hahn, ahead of him. Lucas is in his first race weekend, though, so while it may be a bit of a rivalry for positions on the road, it's not necessarily one for positions in the championship. And here we look at the beautiful multi-shaded number 25 Scania of Clemens Hecker. And Christina is back with us for another interview, this time Andre Kurzim.
Yeah, we're in the first row with Andre Kurzim, and Lucas Hahn is right by your side. It's going to be very interesting to see you two battle. What do you expect?
Yes, I think the first three positions are Iveco. Normally it's a good position for us, and hopefully we can make a Iveco podium now.
So yeah, it's 3 Ivecos right now here. What does it need, and what does it take to get to the podium?
Yes, the first corner is the first problem. Hopefully we can get safely until the first corner, and now hopefully we can manage the race, and the other guys, Theo and Norby, are very fast, and yes, we will do our best.
At the last races we talked about the tire management and so on. What is special in this track this weekend?
Oh, yeah, the tires here also a problem, but not so a big problem as Slovakia. Yes, the problem is the faster guys behind us.
That sounds like a nice problem, though. Very interesting for us. Thank you very much, Andre Kurzim, and the fast guy. You are also, Chaz, fast with words.
Well, I'd better be fast with words, because if I'm honest with you, when it comes to even my sim racing career, fast is not really a word that often gets used to describe me. It's more along the lines of rubbish. Anyway, we are very, very quickly, actually, and going back to the word fast, we are moving through our grid bit by bit, just walking past Stefan Kirsch there in the number 32 MAN. One of 2 invitational, actually, to be fair, 3 invitational trucks that have turned up this weekend that are race-by-race entries and also happen to be white and orange liveries. We've got Emma Mäkinen in that incredible Mad Croc Iveco, looking amazing. Stefan Kirsch, and of course, Owen Klein-Nagelvoort. He is also in a white and orange truck as well. I don't know why I hadn't noticed that until now, but still. There's Sascha Lenz starting all the way down the order here. He's going to be starting 17th on the grid. I don't think I've ever seen Sascha Lenz 17th, so it's going to be exciting to see how he makes his way through the order. Him and his stablemate, Jamie Anderson, are both having to be very careful as they make their way through the pack here. And it's going to be the same for Stefan Faas, who is just over to the left of our shot here. Our cameraman giving our grid girls a wave. And there is one of the Tank Pool 24 team with a fist bump as well. They are such a fantastic squad at Tank Pool 24. They're a really, really good bunch. A great laugh as well. And I think it's Lewis that we have on camera walking around with the wonderful GoPro. And he's having a good old chat with Stefan. And I think I could see Fleischi in there as well, just sorting the camera out at the front, making sure everything is all ready and prepared. But like I say, the Tank Pool 24 guys, really, really good fun. And hopefully this final race of the day is good fun for them, and I hope it is a lot more smooth than their weekend has been so far. They've had to do a lot of maintenance on the truck and keep it all running smoothly. I mean, look at the engine on this thing, though. It's an absolute work of art. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous truck, is this Scania. Very well designed. Everything on it just looks absolutely immaculate every single time we see it on the road. So hopefully it looks that good by the time they get to the end of the race. But we should not be too far away from the start of the race now. Everybody all formed up and ready to go. And it won't be too long until we get our Ford F-Max running an inspection lap around the circuit, to then soon be followed by the entire field with the Iveco S-Way, the bio-LNG powered Iveco S-Way at the front, driven by Frank. Christina's got one quick question for us while she's down there on the grid. Over to you, Christina.
Yeah, absolutely. The quick question for Stefan Faas. Of course, lots of trucks ahead of you. What are you hoping for?
Ja, erstmal muss alles funktionieren und dann sicheres Durchkommen. Mal gucken, wie weit wir es nach vorne schaffen.
Thank you very much. Danke. So he says, yeah, everything has to work properly, and then we'll see how many places we can get furthermore up front.
Yeah, it's a very tough situation. You know, Stefan is always fighting really, really well in the Promoters' Cup. You know, it's not overall race-winning pace at the moment, but he's always developing that Scania, and he is always getting better and getting quicker. So it's interesting to see that he'll just take what comes to him at the moment, and I think it's going to be an exciting race no matter how we look at it. We just got a little glimpse there of our Ford F-Max, which makes its way around the circuit with the wonderful Lucas Schroeder at the wheel. He's putting the Ford F-Max through its paces, I'm sure. He's throwing it over the curbs in the final chicane. This inspection lap is just made to make sure that there is no spillages, nothing debris-wise, and no problems anywhere around the circuit. And just to ensure that everything is going to run smoothly. So Lucas makes his way into the pit lane now. Smoke coming from the tyres and everything as he throws it in. And that will mean that in just a moment the grid will be clear and everybody will be ready to race. There's a wonderful view down the start-finish straight there. The big Iveco S-Way towering over these race trucks. And these things are still not small bits of kit. It's fantastic to see them at full chat as well when you see them down a start-finish straight at nearly 100 miles an hour or pretty much bang on 100 miles an hour. It never gets old. Really never gets old. It's quite an amazing sight, but you do see the speed, the size difference there between them and, of course, the big Iveco. Anthony Janiek wasn't really a driver we saw much of in the first race. He's usually quite exciting, so we hope to see more of him in this one. Louis Requenco as well was in a couple of the battles further down the order, so maybe he's going to be looking for more of the same. Lewis is doing a good job at staying as still on the grid as possible for a long time to make sure that we get those final shots, so thank you, Lewis. Also had a quick glimpse there of Rudy, who was making his way off the grid. He's a fantastic character as well. So the lights on the pace truck are now coming on. Frank is ready to get going. And the 1 minute board was just shown a moment ago. So now the final personnel are coming off the grid. And we should be all ready to get the final race of the day here at the Nürburgring at the International ADAC Truck Grand Prix underway. There's a few more personnel just being told to make their way off the grid. And the barrier is finally closed, and that will be secured in place while the trucks make their way onto the green flag lap. And there's a fantastic picture-in-picture shot of Sascha Lenz in the number 2 MAN, and you can see all of the trucks lined up in front of him. And he's got a lot of work to do. You can see him just having a quick stretch for a second there. There's the view of Steffi Halm as well in her Iveco. She's near the front of the grid, starting this one in 3rd place. You can see as she gets going there and makes her way up through the gears. They just cruise for a couple of moments behind the Iveco S-Way. And as you see there, the humongous tanks on the side of this Iveco S-Way contain bio-LNG, which powers this wonderful machine. It's very, very clean, natural energy that doesn't really sacrifice any power or torque in a major way. You can still get perfectly enough for what the industry demands out of these sorts of power plants. It's just another tip of the iceberg that is the incredible sustainability campaign that this championship and the industry is on at the moment. We have some phenomenal trucks in the innovation camp as well. Most notably, there's a hydrogen truck as well made by Hyundai. There are electric trucks as well made by Mercedes, and there's also hybrid trucks in there as well. On top of that, the championship has also confirmed that from 2023 onwards, hybrid and electric powertrains will be allowed in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship, which is such an exciting step forward. It'll be interesting to see how they are implemented and how they get on against the rest of the competition. But isn't that a wonderful sight? Look at the trees and all of the forests in the background. It's absolutely glorious. The beautiful scenery here at the Nürburgring never fails to impress. And part of that wonderful scenery is this great field of 5-ton racing machines. Now, a bit of weaving going on here between, well, I was going to say between, but it's Stefan Fass. I thought there was another truck alongside him for a moment there, but it's not. And we don't often see weaving in these machines to get the tyres heated up, but sometimes they just feel the need to give it a little weave this way and that way, just scrub the tyres off, because when they're too wide like this on an outlap, they can sometimes be off the racing line and pick up a bit of dirt, pick up a bit of rubber from where the cars and trucks normally are not on the racing surface. So they need to just scrub the tyres down, make sure they've got a perfect contact patch, and make sure their Goodyears are nice and prepared. Steffi Halm tightens the gloves once more and gets ready to race from third on the grid. She's got Teo Calvé alongside. Teo, like I said earlier, was so happy. I spoke to him briefly during the autograph session, and he was over the moon. I even spoke to his father, Fabien Calvé, as well. And I told you that he was saying about finding a black cat that was giving them lots of bad luck. Well, it seems like that cat has been shooed away for now. There's just a sign of exactly what the banter is like here at the Nürburgring. It's fantastic entertainment. One of our marshals there with one of the boards. Absolutely loving life. So there's a sight for sore eyes. The Iveco S-Way makes its way into the pit lane. Everybody gets lined up 2 by 2. And the second race of the day in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship from the Nürburgring is go. And everybody leans back very suddenly as they get a good start. And what a start by Lucas Hahn. Andre Kurzim's gone backwards. Teo Calvé gets a fantastic run on the left-hand side, but Steffi Halm's down the inside now. We've got 4 Ivecos in the top 5, but Antonio Alberthetti wants to change that. He tries to go down the inside. Steffi's gone straight on. She tried to move over to the left and go around the outside of Lucas Hahn. Lucas holds on to the lead. Antonio Alberthetti's gone up into second place. Fantastic start by Alberthetti. I think Teo Calvé might have been pushed wide. Oh, look at that cutback by Sasha Lenz. That's so cheeky. Love it, but he's been hung out to dry on the outside by Klein Nagelvoort, and he's way off the road. He needs to come back on at some point, but there'll be 3 wide in there. It's Lucas Hahn, Antonio Alberthetti, Steffi Halm, Jochen Hahn and Andre Kurzim making contact. Adam Lachko goes down the inside, squeezes his way through. Only just. Dust and all sorts gets kicked up, but Lucas Hahn now is going to have to start defending straight away here from Antonio Alberthetti, one of the very fastest drivers in this championship. Coming into this, Antonio already has 3 podiums and a race win this season. He's a man with a very long career in this championship, as well as it gets very argy-bargy and lively out of the hairpin. Jose Rodriguez climbing around all over the back of Shane Brereton for a moment there. And this is Stefan Fass having to be very patient near the back of the pack. Looks like Kirsch and Mäkinen have both dropped a couple of positions to the back of the field. Mäkinen 18th, Kirsch in 19th. But everybody making it through cleanly so far. One of our beautiful shots here. Again, I believe it's Lewis flying the drone again today, and he's an absolute star at it. Into the chicane, and look, they're using the tighter chicane. So the prototypes earlier were using the much shallower chicane that you can see on the right-hand side of that part of the circuit. But our trucks really have to slow down hard and use this very tight, very bumpy chicane. You get an idea of how bumpy it is there from Sasha Lenz. And just ahead, you can see Jamie Anderson down the inside of Anthony Janiak. So, across the line then comes Lucas Hahn, leading this race from pole position. It's his first time starting on pole, and Jamie Anderson has been given a drive-through penalty. So something has been reviewed there with our judicial review cameras by Smart Witness, and Jamie has been given a drive-through. That's an absolute nightmare after what was already an incredibly difficult first race. They said without the tyre going down, they probably would have retired anyway, because a coolant pipe burst off the engine, so the temperatures were always going to be unmanageable in the later stages. This is Sascha Lenz climbing around all over Jamie right now, and it was for a false start from Jamie. That's why he's been given that penalty. Now these two in the same stable, effectively. They're always teamed up together in the same tent, really, and Sascha and Jamie really having a good fight right now. Sascha tries to get the exit out of the AMG arena. Doesn't quite get the run, and Janiak says, thank you very much, I'll have a piece of this as well. Sascha goes as late as he dares on the brakes around the outside. I don't think that's really going to work through this sort of hairpin. It's not always the best place to get it done, although he's in front. Fair play. I don't know how he's managed that, but he's still in front, is Sascha Lenz. He's made the move stick. Well, that's all going to be academic when Jamie has to come into the pits for a drive-through. Love these onboards. Looking back at the drivers, it's great to see this brilliant angle that we get of them. But it's Lucas Hahn, Antonio Albertetti, Steffi Helm, Jochen Hahn, then Adam Lachko, then Norbert Kish, Theo Calve, Andre Kurzim, Jose Rodriguez and Shane Burton rounding out the top 10. It's all very, very close between these lot. Steffi Helm putting pressure on Antonio, putting pressure on Lucas. And look, you can see the whole field is in one big train. Stefan Faas all over the back of Louis Requenco now, trying to make up whatever ground he can. Across the line once more at full speed. These trucks are governed to 100 miles an hour, 160 kilometers an hour. I wonder if our drone can go that quickly. The whole field makes it down into turn one. Hard onto the brakes, downhill as well, and it slightly curves to the right on the way in, so you have to be so careful on the brakes. You have to be good on the brakes as well. Stefan Faas looks down the inside of Louis Requenco. Oh, the gap was just closed off. Louis manages to make it through. And look at that shot. Isn't that fantastic? There you see the whole field of 18 trucks at least out there at the moment. Although Jamie has carried on. He's not serving his drive-through penalty just yet, so that was the whole 19. There is your race leader, number 22, Lucas Hahn, son of Jochen. Jochen, a man with over 600 starts in this championship, over 260 podiums, over 100 wins, and 6 championships to go with it. He's an absolute star, is Jochen, and his son Lucas is proving to be just as good as well. He just needs the more experience in these machines. And speaking of, the machines themselves run on 100% renewable HVO diesel. So it's all sustainable racing as well, which paves a fantastic way forward in motorsport and means that vehicles like this will be able to race for a very, very long time without any real environmental issues. And the championship continues to push forward and try to get completely carbon neutral by 2038, which is what it's committed to. Look how close all of these trucks are together right now. They're doing an amazing job at all following one another so closely. You will see them on the start-finish straight, though. They will all fan out and spread out on different racing lines, basically. There's no point sitting in the slipstream in these machines, because all you do is heat up your truck and you might actually overspeed and go over 100 miles an hour. You do get penalties if you overspeed here. Look at the fantastic scenery and the amazing paddock. It's just an unbelievable event. I'm honestly so happy to be here. I hope that reflects through the commentary as well, because it's just an absolute joy. So you can see them all hopping and skipping down the drop at the apex of turn one. That's where Sascha Lenz had his issue and broke the front left spring. Now Jamie Anderson's false start was apparently just him getting going way too early. And oh, there's a mistake by Adam Lachko, and Norbert Kish, well, he doesn't need a second invitation. Thank you, he says. I'll take that. And off I go. That was really opportunistic by Norby. Adam will be kicking himself for that one, because he was doing really well at holding off Norbert. He now drops down into 6th position. Adam Lachko with Norby going up to 5th. So here's the start. So Jamie gained a lot of ground off the initial launch. We can't quite see him. He's just off to the right-hand side of the shot. But Andre Kurzim just didn't get away as well as he would have liked. Now watch Steffi Halm. She tries to come over to the left to go round Lucas Hahn. There's a bit of a touch with Andre, and then she locks up. And then they all run wide, and that's where Kurzim loses a lot of places. Teo as well. So to keep your eye on the white and blue Freightliner. It's great awareness by Teo, but he's absolutely hung out to dry around there, bless him. Doesn't get the chance to come back on. But that's what happens in truck racing sometimes, you know. The awareness is great. These guys are amazing at giving space. And, well, speaking of space, look at that. Sasha Lenz takes the space down the inside of Shane Brereton. Fantastic move onto the brakes. And look at how much it's bumping around and banging. As, oh, Shane's gone straight on. I think there might have actually been contact on the way in there, you know. And Shane went straight on over the chicane, kept the position. I didn't see anything untoward with the manoeuvre from Sasha. He was just later on the brakes, but it's very hard to get the trucks too wide through there. So hopefully neither of them are badly affected by that. There's the two Bagheera ZM Racing Freightliners together. And Sasha Lenz now tries to go around the outside of Shane Brereton. There's contact on the exit. He runs him out of road. There's a bit of a push as well. You've got to think that might be a little bit of retaliation by Sasha. Shane on the outside. Oh, more contact as well. Let's not let this get ugly, boys. Well, there was definitely a bit of a disagreement there. The body language said it all. I don't think Sasha was happy with the initial contact, obviously, into the chicane. And then he felt like he got hung out to dry on the exit of turn one. It certainly looked that way. And there's been a lambda sensor warning for the number 15 machine, which is Klein Nagelvort. And yeah, Sasha runs wide. And there isn't a truck's width on the outside there, unfortunately, for Shane. So they sort of give as good as they got there, I'd say. But hopefully that is not the beginning of the red mist. And here are the mechanics and the Fabian Calve over on the right-hand side there, a shot, all studying the big screen. Now, they're actually right next to where I'm commentating. The little truck that you see on the left-hand side of shot behind that fence is literally where I'm sat right now, actually. So I'm right in there. But still, I don't think everybody heard that, and they're all looking. Give me a wave if you can hear me. Anyway, it's all great to see everybody all paying such close attention. They see every little moment of these races. And there's going to be a bit of inception there, as there's all the picture in picture. Anyway, coming back towards us once more is Lucas Hahn, race leader. Antonio Alberthetti in second place. Steffi Halm in third. Jochen Hahn in fourth. I'm going to have to start getting them the right way around. Norbert Kisch in fifth place. So 3 German drivers inside the top 4 on home soil. Can they make it an all-German podium? Can they shuffle Antonio Alberthetti out of the order somehow? Antonio with 3 podiums already this season. He has the most podiums in championship history with 275 to his name. He's an absolute star. He's a really nice bloke to speak to, but he's a very fierce racer as well. He has been racing for over 25 years in this championship. He's done it all in Spain as Antonio. He's been Spanish Formula Renault champion, touring car champions in the 90s. He's been a factory driver for Fiat, BMW and Opel in 1 decade. He's an absolute legend in Spanish motorsport. And he's not too bad behind the wheel of a truck, as you can imagine by now, with a great team behind him as well. Tim Frost and all of the guys at T-Sport Bernau. And he continues to push, while Steffi Halm doing a great job of defending from Jochen Hahn. Another one of the beautiful Ivicos. He's got his old rival Norbert Kisch right up behind him as well. The two of them had an epic fight to the championship in previous seasons. And between them, they have 9 championships together. Between them, actually, they've won every championship since 2011, except for 2017, where Adam Lachko won the title. That's just how good Norbert Kisch and Jochen Hahn are. Antonio Alberthetti himself is a triple champion of this as well. He won it in 2005, 6, and then 2010. As a piece of bodywork goes flying off somebody's truck there. I think that was off Jose Rodriguez. It might have been that front left piece if he hit the curb a little bit too hard. Sasha Lenz still making his way up through the order. He's up to 10th position now as the leaders cross the line once again. We're on to lap 7 out of 12. We're starting the second half of this race now. And the top 5 are all still very close together. Adam Lachko, then Teo Calvé, both a little bit further back as, whoa, that is the number 32 machine of Stefan Kirsch moving over on Jamie Anderson. I don't quite think he knew that Jamie was there right in that moment there. That was understandably a big shock to Jamie. He's in the only right-hand drive truck in the field as well, is Jamie Anderson. Now, he's got a big reputation from the British Rally Championship, but that doesn't mean that people have to put him on the gravel. Still, this wonderful Iveco from Team Hahn Racing of Lucas Hahn leads the race outright. I'm sure he'll play that one back in his mind time and time again. He's very complimentary of my commentary. But Antonio Alberthetti still continuing to put big pressure on. Now, looking at Steffi Halm's truck, it looks like the window is sort of hanging out. Can you see that on the right-hand side? Looks like the top of the window has sort of come out and is now leaning away. It doesn't seem to be flapping around or anything too much. It seems quite stable, but still, that, of course, would be a concern to Steffi anyway. Oldfield makes their way up to the chicane once more then for the 7th time of asking. Norbert Kish, he's looking to the inside of Jochen Hahn, and Jochen's sort of defending the line as there's contact between the two of them. Body panel raises up on Jochen's truck, and wow, all 4 wheels nearly off the ground there as it hops and skips and jumps its way over the curbs. It was like a triple jump event in the Olympics, that. Instead of it being an athlete, though, it was a 5.5-ton truck. Norby tries to get the cutback on the exit of the corner, get the traction. Jochen tries to cover him off on the right-hand side, but what I was going to say is it was almost like Jochen was defending for Steffi. Norby was putting his nose down the inside, and Jochen was just sort of putting the truck in the middle of the road, saying, right, I know what you're trying, you're not going anywhere. Watch him now, look, puts it right in the middle, makes Norby really have to take a tight line if he wants to have a go. He's trying to potentially back him up into Adam Lachko here. And this is a very, very interesting fight between the 3 of them. And still Lucas Hahn defends from Antonio Alberthetti as Rodriguez and Kurzim are going to come together. More contact and more contact. They're rubbing. That's called a Braille pass in the UK. Bits of bodywork still hanging off Andre Kurzim's machine, and Sasha Lenz tries to go around the outside or the exit of the AMG Arena. Lovely stuff. He's got to come back on at some point, though. Oh, there's more contact on the way down to the hairpin. There's body panels and bits flapping around all over the place. How is that even attached to Shane Brereton's truck? Oh, no, there's been an issue in front. Surely contact between the guys ahead. Wow, Shane's truck it looks bodywork-wise in a bad way, but it doesn't affect them too much, to be honest with you. As, whoa, there goes a piece over the top. You can see how the aerodynamics work, or lack of, on these things. That body panel not really of any sort of danger to anybody at this point. Oh, now I can hear big, big tyre squeals just a moment ago there. Not quite sure where that came from, but I imagine it's the right-hander, and I imagine it might have something to do with Sasha Lenz, Andre Kurzim, or Jose Rodriguez. So Andre gets down the inside. Jose turns across, and, well, he just defends the inside line when there's already a truck there, in my opinion. Andre leans on him. He's trying to get it turned in, and then, look, there's the big tap there, wheel to wheel, which puts him sideways. And there's a penalty for Stefan Kirsch for overspeeding. So he's been doing over 100 miles an hour, over 160 kilometers an hour, and he's been a naughty boy. So Norbert Kish all the way over to the right-hand side now, looking down the inside of Jochen Hahn, but still Jochen says, nope, I'm going to cover this inside line. Norby goes for the outside, then tries a cutback. He's actually got his nose alongside Jochen now as they exit turn 1. Are they going to run into each other? Probably. The mud flap gives him a bit of a wave on the exit. He tries that cutback again. He was so good at this at Slovakia, was Norbert Kish. Makes sure that he gets a really good exit. There's a driver in the UK called Ash Sutton that does this a lot in the British Touring Car Championship. He's trying to attack a driver, but he doesn't make it look like he's attacking. He just takes a wide line, focuses on cutting back and getting a really good exit. And it's just a beautiful way of overtaking people. You know, it's not just a big send up the inside on the brakes. You've got to outwit your opponent, and that is not easy to do when it's somebody like Jochen Hahn. As, look, there was a bit of bodywork coming off Antonio Alberthetti's truck for a second there. And it's been pointed out to me, very rightly so as well, that Jochen is probably defending for his son to try and take a race victory. There's the piece of Antonio's truck coming flying off. Now, we didn't see any contact with him and Lucas Hahn earlier on. But Lucas is doing a sterling job at the front of the pack. I've told you before just how talented he is. He's still very young in his career in truck racing. It's his first weekend on the entry list this season. And he's continuing to do everything he needs to do right now. Antonio still in second, Steffi still in third, Jochen still fourth, and then Norbert Kish in fifth. Adam Lachko hasn't really lost this pack either, but look at the 6 of them now out of the final corner. I love these drone shots. They are absolutely wonderful. They really are. A good friend of mine has actually messaged me as well and said that he's loving the drone shots at the moment. They really do add a fantastic extra angle to all of the racing. We have sometimes a bit of a limit on where we can fly the drone, but still we make it work as best we can. And we hope you appreciate them all as well. Top 5 all nose to tail, top 6 all nose to tail as they go through turn 1 then. This is lap 10 out of 12. We've got this one and 2 more. And Lucas Hahn still holds on to his race lead. He's going to be looking after the tyres now as best he can. Antonio might have been saving his tyres up to this point. And he might start to launch an attack soon. Steffi Halm also defending really well. This is going to be an amazing result for Iveco if it stays this way. 4 of them in the top 5 on home soil. There's a lot of people here from Iveco this weekend. Well, there's a bit of a civil war breaking out between them because it's Jochen Hahn looking down the inside of Steffi Halm into the hairpin. Tried it on the brakes. There was dust and all sorts everywhere. He hasn't got through. And Sasha Lenz and Shane Brereton are under investigation. Understandably, it wasn't the cleanest action we've seen this weekend, but what is clean is the HVO diesel that powers our race trucks. You like that? This is Stefan Fast going through the hairpin. He's currently running in 13th position. He's made up 6 places from being right at the back of the grid, so he's had a solid run so far. Everybody now powering their way down the back straight, up the hill again into the hairpin. It's a fantastic sight to see these trucks absolutely flat out into an incredibly slow chicane, actually. It's very hard on the brakes into there. It tests the suspension very hard as well. Now Norbert Kish, you can see again, is trying for that cutback. He's just opening up the exit a little bit. 2 laps to go then. And it is all pretty much a stalemate at the front at the moment. We need either somebody to make a mistake or somebody to make a long lunge down the inside for this to really get shaken up. But a lot of these drivers will know that 1 position in this race is just 1 extra championship point. Now, it might not seem like much, but I'm sure all of us motorsport fans have seen championships decided by 1 single point before. Even in Formula 1, that happens. So it can make all the difference to your title campaign. And look how close Antonio Alberthetti is now to the back of Lucas Hahn. His truck may be 1 number larger, and his position is 1 number larger as well, but he doesn't want it to stay that way round, I'm sure. Jochen Hahn defending so well in the background. As Norby's now tried it round the outside into the hairpin. Jochen certainly making sure that he can't get alongside, but guess what? He's got alongside. Norby's round the outside now. It's going to become the inside for the right-hander after this. It's like a big long chicane. So close to making contact, but Norby is through. He's round the outside of the first part. Then he goes to the right, but has Jochen got the run? Jochen looked like he got some great traction, but no, he's basically pushing Norby out of the corner, and he can't do anything about him yet. Is he going to retaliate into the chicane? I'm tripping over my own words now. I'm that excited by this. Lucas Hahn is only 1 lap away now from taking his first ever race win in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Norbert Kish defending hard now from Jochen Hahn, giving as good as he got. The 2 of them bouncing their way over the curb. Jochen Hahn kicks the back end out. Can Adam Lachko make anything of this? Don't think so. You can see for a moment there just how much you can see all the way through underneath the cab of Norbert Kish's truck. And we've got 1 more lap to go then at the Nürburgring on Saturday afternoon. Lucas Hahn leads, Antonio Alberthetti second, Steffi Halm third. Then it's Norbert Kish, Jochen Hahn and Adam Lachko. They've split up into 2 little trios now. And I cannot wait to see what they can do. Sasha Lenz going really well actually as well. He's in 8th position now, chasing down Teo Calve, who is currently 2nd in the Promoters' Cup. Jose Rodriguez 3rd in the Promoters' Cup as well. Those guys all having a really good race. But Lucas Hahn, well, he's doing an amazing, amazing job. As, oh no, at the side of the road, that is Erwin Klein-Nagelvoort. And unfortunately, his race is run. Looked like some sort of engine issue out the back of the truck. Plenty of smoke and all sorts falling out of it. Lucas Hahn nice and tidy into the hairpin. He's just got to look after it now in the last couple of corners. He's just got a left-hander, a right-hander, the chicane, and then the final corner to go. Antonio Alberthetti, he's holding station in second place. I'm sure he'll be really happy with the podium. But I'm sure he'll be even happier with a race win. Looks like he tried to open up the exit of the corner. Norbert Kish is closed right in on Steffi Halm as well with only a few corners left. He could snag a podium at the very end here. Steffi, up to this point, has 57 podiums in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. And there's yellow flags. Yellow flags at the chicane. Now, is that just on the exit or is that on the way in? Are we still going to see moves on the way in here? Because people can't overtake on the exit. So that surely makes it safe for Lucas Hahn to come into the final corner with confidence. He's going to defend the middle of the road. Oh, you can see there's a massive amount of fluid off at the side. Norbert Kish hasn't seen it. Jochen Hahn goes down the inside. Just misses contact with the two of them. But at the front, put your hands together, everybody, because Lucas Hahn has won a race in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Fantastic stuff. Antonio Alberthetti finishes second. Steffi Halm gets a podium, but that is going to go down as a massively popular win here at the Nürburgring. Lucas Hahn wins in an Iveco at the Nürburgring, at the Truck Grand Prix. Absolutely amazing. And you can see how much it means already. Well, those Goodyears are getting absolutely shredded. Beautiful stuff. Teo Calve takes second place in the Promoters' Cup in that race. Jose Rodriguez takes third place. And let's not forget that as well. While it's an overall race victory for Lucas Hahn, it's a win in the Promoters' Cup race as well. Absolutely awesome. Fantastic scenes. Like I say, that's going to be an incredibly popular victory. I bet he cannot believe it. It was a great battle all the way through behind. Really good fun to watch. Really, really good fun. Adam Lachko eventually finished sixth, Sasha Lenz was 8th. Jose Rodriguez 9th. Andre Kurzim rounded out the top 10. The only retirement from the race, actually, was Erwin Klein-Nagelvoort, who we lost at the end there. Unfortunately, some large failure, at least, on the back of that truck. You could see all of the fluid that came pouring out of it just off the racing line. Great to see Antonio Alberthetti and Steffi Halm on the podium as well. That's always nice to see. Antonio pulls up alongside Lucas to give him his congratulations. As I mentioned earlier on, Antonio and Jochen Hahn and Lucas Hahn, they all get on very, very well. So I know Antonio will be very pleased to see Lucas in front, taking his first win in the championship. Now you can guarantee exactly where I'm going to be going after this race, and that is to go down and congratulate Lucas Hahn. Stefan Faas, clearly very happy with his truck there at the end of that one. Finishing 13th on the road after starting right at the back in 19th position. Norbert Kish gets more strong points in the championship and, of course, opens up his advantage over Jochen Hahn, who now moves into second in the standings. Sasha Lenz will now drop to third position. However, they won't lose too many points because in this second race, I explained earlier on in the day, you get 10 points for a win, and then it goes 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just through the top 10 positions. Now, I can hear a lot of people cheering and clapping outside the pit garage where I'm located right now. There's a lot of very happy people. And you can see down there as well, some of the Team Hahn Racing personnel all absolutely loving it. There is Antonio Alberthetti's T-Sport Banau MAN. 2 Ivecos on the podium as well. That's going to go down really, really well here. They have a massive amount of people here this weekend, like I said. So that will mean a lot to them. And isn't Lucas a professional perfectionist, moving the number 3 board over? So it's perfectly in line with Steffi Halm's truck. And you can imagine that there is going to be a lot of celebration right now as Lucas Hahn steps out of his race-winning Iveco S-Way. And Jochen also revving his truck up as well. I'm not sure if that was a bit of a standoff, actually, with the personnel vehicle that was trying to come the other way. But there is, well, Lucas and Lucas. Your race winner, Lucas Hahn, for the first time in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Steffi Halm gets a brilliant podium as well. She'll be over the moon with that one for Team Schwaben Truck. And there's going to be a big bear hug now with Lucas Hahn. There you go. Very well done to Antonio Albertetti as well. For the record, that is Antonio's 276th podium in the championship. Yes, 276. And let the emotion pour out, boys, because that was a hell of a race. I'm sure that's the first of many for Lucas Hahn. And there is Antonio coming over to congratulate Steffi, and then, of course, with Lucas as well. Lovely stuff. And there's Tim Frost as well from T-Spot Banau. Lovely stuff. These guys all get on so well. Teo Calve even comes in to congratulate him as well. Teo finished second in the Promoters' Cup in that one. And there is going to be an endless amount of people to congratulate Lucas on that. Like I've said so many times already, a very, very popular win. And this is just a perfect display of the whole one-truck family philosophy that this championship follows. Everybody gets on so well. There's a wonderful positive vibe about this paddock, no matter where you go in the world. And everybody has a really good time with all of these races. And they all support one another and make sure that the show that we put on all over Europe is a very good one. And the championship now gains another race winner on its fantastic list. And down there to hopefully have a quick word with Lucas Hahn is Christina Rahn.
Yes, Lucas is with us right now. In front of the truck, yes. Sorry, earpiece. So, Lucas Hahn, first Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship win. Congratulations. How is it to take a bath here with all the friends?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the first time that I start on the pole position. Now, in the beginning, I say, I want to go in front and have a little bit of gap to have nobody behind me. But I have Antonio in the back. He was really nice and really fair. He have sometimes he gives me a little bit a push to, hey, go faster, young guy. No, but in the end, it was amazing here at the Nürburgring home Grand Prix. And the win, amazing.
The podium will be very special for you. And of course, we saw your father with his elbows out defending against Norbert Kisch until lap 10 it was.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see it behind me, but also a big thank to everybody who give me the chance to be here and drive the race here at the Nürburgring. And also good job from my dad and from everybody that give me the chance. I have no words now.
Absolutely, lots of words, but the strategic with you is to build up. You're very, very slow, but you were so fast right now. What kind of experience is this to winning this race?
Yeah, it's a really good experience because, the Nürburgring was my first event in this year. And, at Thursday it was my first training day in the year because I have no time till now. And so from that, it's a really nice experience to get more in front, go faster. I have to learn and to develop myself.
And develop the champagne strategic. Good luck for that.
Thank you.
Up to the podium.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic to hear from Lucas Hahn. And I mean, you can imagine all of the emotion will be pouring out very, very soon. It looks like he's going to have a quick word with Ollie, who's doing the fan TV here at the Nürburgring this weekend. And it's been a very, very long day here, to be honest with you, but in the best of ways. There's been so many enjoyable moments over the course of the day. It's now 7 p.m. local time here at the Nürburgring. And as we see, Christina and everybody else are going to make their way around to the podium, and then we'll get the presentation underway in just a few minutes. Let's have a look at the overall race result then before we do so. Jochen Hahn takes pole position. Well, he took pole position a long time ago. Chaz, come on. Jochen Hahn takes the race win with Antonio Albacete finishing in second. Steffi Halm rounds out a very popular, fantastic podium. Norbert Kish finishes fourth after a good hard charge through and a great battle with Jochen Hahn. Adam Lachko sixth ahead of his teammate Teo Calve. A good day for Bagheera ZM Racing. Sasha Lenz finishes eighth ahead of Jose Rodriguez, who gets another podium in the Promoters' Cup. And then Andrei Kurzim. Then it is Anthony Janiak 11th. Shane Brereton is 12th. Stefan Faas finishes 13th ahead of Jamie Anderson, who recovers to 14th even after a drive-through. Heinrich Clemens Hecker was next up ahead of Emma Mäkinen, who gets 16th place ahead of Louis Requenco and Stefan Kirsch. Unfortunately, Erwin Klein-Nagelvoort retired with just a couple of laps to go after a big failure near the end. Well, let's have a look at how that all unfolded once again, shall we? Everybody was ready to go with a fantastic 19 truck grid once more. And with the reverse grid, everyone was really looking forward to what lay ahead. A very busy start with some 3-wide, even 4-wide action into the opening few corners. Certainly shuffled things up and sorted it out. An early drive-through penalty for Jamie Anderson, though, for a jump start would put pay to any progress that he was going to make, but he still managed to recover and make up some good ground. Norbert Kish was on the way through, overtaking Adam Lachko in the early stages. Sasha Lenz and Shane Brereton got very, I don't want to say friendly, with one another near the opening part of the middle of the race anyway. And then it was all down to Jochen Hahn defending like mad at the front of the field from Antonio Albacete, Steffi Halm and Jochen Hahn trying everything they could to keep Norbert Kish at bay as well. Sasha Lenz picked his way through and eventually would finish in 8th position very well. But the main talking point, of course, after a fantastic podium with many popular drivers on it, was Jochen Hahn, the newest winner in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. And I've just seen on a separate screen, a separate feed, a massive embrace between Jochen and his son Lucas. He's finally done it, and the emotion is really pouring out now.
Yes, absolutely. And you can hear here the chants, Lucas, Lucas, Lucas. So everyone is waiting. This is the Nürburgring. Lots of fans attending the podium. It will be so special. We're really looking forward to see those emotions in truck racing. Just a couple of seconds and Jochen Hahn will be up on the podium. Of course, all the other podium attendants as well.
I have to admit, even I've just seen the pictures on a separate feed. They have the fan TV going this weekend, and it's got me emotional up here as well. Wow, it's pretty remarkable what these things can do, and yeah, it's what a beautiful way to round out a fantastic day's racing. Fabian Calve there, absolutely loving it as well, giving massive congratulations to Lucas. And yeah, I mean, even I'm short on words right now, and that doesn't happen very often. I know that Lucas won't have too many words to come out with either, but you wait and see this reaction when Lucas goes up on the podium in just a second. It's such an important and special place for them to be, racing for Iveco as well, at their home circuit, the Nürburgring, at this massive, massive event. Congratulatory dig there by Antonio. And Steffi Halm makes her way up onto the podium first off. She's another incredibly popular driver in this championship. She's an absolute star, bless her. A real example of a fantastic female racer really mixing it with the big titans in a class like this. Second place for T-Sport Banao. 276 podiums in the bag now for Antonio Albacete. A legend in Spain and a legend all over Europe. What a guy. And I'm just going to let the noise speak for itself now when Jochen Hahn comes up on the podium. Listen to this. Wow. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. He's not going to be able to move for autographs for the next 2 hours, is Lucas. And then the trophies will get brought out. And let's not forget, this is going to be the first of 2 podiums that Lucas is going to stand on, because he won the Promoters' Cup as well. And he will receive the first set of trophies now for 3rd, 2nd and 1st overall. And then, of course, after this, we will do the Promoters' Cup podium as well for the chrome-rated drivers, where we'll see Jose Rodriguez, Theo Calve, and then, of course, Lucas Hahn once again. Steffi Halm receives her trophy with rapturous applause. Look at all of the media attention this is getting as well, and all of the support from everybody down there. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Chance for Steffi as well. Fantastic. Antonio, as calm and as chilled as ever. A lovely wave to the crowd, and another trophy for what I don't even think is a trophy cabinet. It's probably a trophy house by now for Antonio. Needs its own office, his trophy collection. And then once more, let's put our hands together for Lucas Hahn, shall we? Take it away, Evie. Fantastic. Our very own Joachim Ebert's an absolute superstar on the stage, but the main stage right now belongs to Lucas Hahn. And there we go, the German national anthem plays for Lucas Hahn. The grid girls are urged away to avoid the champagne. Antonio, again, it's something about these Spanish drivers, isn't it? They're so eager to spray the champagne. Brilliant. 3 wonderful people on a wonderful podium, has to be said. The winner's cap thrown away to one very lucky fan. And then they change the caps, present the trophies, and now it's time for some champagne. Now, Lucas is very good with the champagne, so if I was Steffi and if I was Antonio, I would run far, far away, and that member of the T-Sport Banau squad has certainly got the idea.
And now it's time.
Oh, Lucas is getting drenched. There you go, he deserves that. That's a special moment indeed. Beautiful. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, I can tell you, as much as it is fun, it sucks when champagne gets in your eyes. It's very potent stuff. And that'll be the sweetest champagne that Lucas Hahn has ever tasted, I can tell you that. I wouldn't throw the bottle, though. Excellent. Excellent celebrations. And another example of just how positive the vibes are here in this wonderful championship. And we look back to the podium once more as we will now start the Promoters' Cup podium for the chrome-rated drivers in the field. So Lucas is bound to get another soaking. Look at how many people are here, though, supporting this. It's absolutely beautiful. Jose Rodriguez goes up onto the podium once more. in the Promoters' Cup. He makes his way up onto the right-hand side for P3. And continuing what has been a very impressive weekend once again, Theo Calvé, some more solid points for the championship, a really good result in the Promoters' Cup. And let's see once more what the reaction is like for Jochen Hahn. It'll never get boring. It'll never get boring. It's awesome. And the trophies are presented. Jose gets his podium for P3. His trophy for P3, I should say. And another bit of silverware for Theo Calvé and Bagheera ZM Racing. They've had a really consistent weekend so far. And Mr. Califano gives the trophy away. And then another very important piece of silverware will come the way of number 22, Jochen Hahn. A big step forward in the Promoters' Cup for Lucas as well. He's not exactly fighting for the championship as he's only doing race-by-race entries, but still epic to see him doing so well. And there you go. German brand, German driver, German circuit. Fantastic appreciation. Lots of fans around. Jochen Hahn and his wife there as well. Air horns aplenty. Brilliant. Even more champagne. Lucas is getting drenched. Oh, Theo's good with the champagne as well, to be fair. 2v1 is never a win-win situation. Excellent. Excellent fun. Oh, no, there you go. Theo knows what he's doing. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, an amazing, amazing race. Very entertaining all the way through. Very emotional at the end. And an incredibly important day for the championship and for Jochen Hahn and his family. More of that, please, because that was an excellent, excellent day. 2 brilliant races, most notably that second one. And now somehow we've all got to wind down and go back to normal life now. It's a real epic achievement for the young man. And I think a lot of the paddock will remember this one for a long time to come. That was quite the swig of champagne, wasn't it? I believe now we're going to get the team podium is underway anyway. As everybody, every man and his dog will now congratulate Lucas and say well done. It's a very champagne-soaked race suit, though. That one is going to need some serious washing. And Christina is there, actually, with Lucas again. So down to you, Christina, if the sun is not in your eyes too much.
Yeah, it is, but I don't mind because it's such beautiful view. So we just want to know, how are you with all the champagne right now, running up and down?
Yeah, my eyes are full with champagne, but also my overall, but doesn't matter. It was an amazing feeling to stay there. A lot of people was coming and was celebrating this win with me, with my family, with everybody who is here. unbelievable. Yeah.
You couldn't see anything because of the champagne, but before that, the friends and family all there. What does that mean to you? You said it, but what does that mean?
It means a lot, yeah. The win was, he's for my grandpa, for Connie, because Connie would be so proud that we are here, and I think he see me that I win here, and I'm very proud of it.
Thank you very much. Chaz, I got a small tear in my eyes, to be honest. Let's remember Connie, sadly missed, and this is a great moment for Lucas Hahn and his whole family.
You and me both, Christina. I'm tearing up here as well, to be honest with you. It's an incredibly emotional moment, and it's, again, just part of how this whole one truck family works. You know, it's such a beautiful scene. Norbert Kisch still leads the championship. I might be getting ahead of myself a little bit there. Jochen Hahn moves ahead of Sascha Lenz in the championship now by 2 points after a good opening Saturday for him. They still have a decent gap over Adam Lachko, but he's not had a bad day either on all accounts. Antonio Alberthetti has 86 points in 5th, ahead of Steffi Halm, Andre Kurzim, Jamie Anderson. Theo Calve moves back ahead of Shane Brereton after a good start to his weekend in 10th place. Stefan Faas is 11th, 1 point clear of a three-way tie between Lucas Hahn, Anthony Janiak and Jose Rodriguez. Then we have René Reiner and his effective teammate Martin Gibson, Heinrich Clementecker and Thomas Robineau round up the table. So while Norbert Kisch leads the overall championship, I believe we will take a look at the Promoters' Cup as well. And that thing is still now going the way of British drivers, but Shane Brereton is on top by 3 points from Jamie Anderson, who's had a bit of a nightmare Saturday, to be fair. We hope that he can hit the reset button, have a good kip, and then come back on it, because whenever I see Jamie and he says that he's had a good day, he usually says that he slept well, so hopefully he sleeps well tonight. Theo Calve jumps right back up and is now 2 points behind Jamie, 5 points behind Shane. It's a fantastic three-way scrap ahead of Jose Rodriguez and Stefan Faas, who round out the top 5. Stefan now just 1 point clear of Heinrich Clementecker, and then Martin Gibson, Thomas Robineau and Louis Requenco round out the field. For some reason, Norbert Kisch has some points there in the Promoters' Cup. He's just that good. Lucas Hahn is 11th ahead of Adam Lachko. Then we have Antonio Alberthetti and Jochen Hahn, although it seems to have put everybody else in the standings here. So we've got more Promoters' Cup entries than we would have originally thought. Erwin Klein-Nagelvoort has some points on the board. I'm tripping over my own words now. Emma Mäkinen also scoring 5 points so far this weekend in the Promoters' Cup, after what was a promising debut, actually, on this wonderful Saturday, and of course in qualifying yesterday. She's just still getting plenty of experience under her belt in this Iveco. It's certainly one of the best looking trucks on the grid, so if she can get it set up how she likes it and get it going as good as it looks, then that truck is going to be a serious bit of kit with herself behind the wheel. And it's time for me to bow out for Saturday, and I'm going to hand back down to Christina.
Yes, and we're going up with the fire brigade ladder. I'm going in here, and 15 meters? Or what? Yes, 15 meters up. So because we want to show you the whole area. This has been a great Saturday. It's halftime just here at the Nürburgring. We saw such emotional pictures, and now, oh yes, I feel my anxiety of heights right now, but I'm safe here, and because the fire brigade is taking care of us. So what do we see here? This is the famous Nürburgring. What are the plans for tonight? Of course, it's Mühlenbachschleife, 450 trucks decorated individually. They're going to present all the lights, the honking the horns, the music will be playing really loud, lots of concerts taken on, Tom Astor will playing live, and we do see the fireworks. It will be very spectacular. You can see down there is the Nürburgring, the AMG turn, and of course the Mühlenbachschleife. It's the place to be at night. Thank you very much for joining us here. Spectacular scenes. There's the drone flying with us also. So, but there's still one day to go. We do see us on Sunday. 2 more races yet to come. We're so excited to be finally here at the Nürburgring. So that was it from me. I'm Christina Run in some kind of 15 meters. Is it 15 meters? I think it's much more. I'm not sure. We'll ask him later. Thank you very much for joining us. See you soon. See you on Sunday. Thanks and bye-bye.